my parents work wait, my parents work for me. Is that Zeke Yeager? Oh my god, that literally looks like Zeke Yeager. What the fuck? Hello everybody. Alright, whatever. So today we will be watching, My Parents Work for Me animated story.
Hi, everyone. My name is Liz, and I am a real boss, but not a simple one because I have to manage my parents. Soon you will learn how this happened and how this situation affected the relationship.
Dude, they just put her dad as goddamn Zeke Yeager from AOT.
Within our family and me in particular. In fact, my parents were always quite demanding and strict with me.
You Eldian devil.
About 4 years old, my life was scheduled by the minute. Music school, French tutor, gymnastics,
turning into a titan,
ballroom dancing. In fact, my childhood ended abruptly and very early because together with non-childish loads, I had no time left either for free play or for walks on the playgrounds, which I loved very much.
Yeah, you gotta fight for Marley.
But my parents said that it was all for the sake of my future, and I will thank them when I grow up. But the future at that age worried me least of all because I was just a child and I wanted to be like all children, play, walk, enjoy every day. But no one was interested. They just stole my childhood trying to make me a Superman. By the age of 10, I had many awards for winning music competitions, medals from sports competitions, and perfect marks in the school records. Everything was the way my parents wanted, but that didn't make me happier. But still, the frantic pace of my life made itself felt, and by the age of 13, I was incredibly smart, comprehensively developed, and well-read. This is an objective opinion, if anything. I could answer perhaps any question. I could design a robot, do a triple-back somersault, and retell any work of Shakespeare. But in addition to the acquired skills, innate talents began to appear, which no one knew anything about before. Suddenly, I realized that dancing, sports, and music are not exactly what I really want to do. Deep inside, I turned out to be an entrepreneur. A lot of money-making schemes were ripening in my head every day, but my parents didn't want to hear anything about it and told me not to clog my head with nonsense. And then for the...
Damn it, Zeke! Also, this would have to happen, in exactly 1 year, in less than a year. Just because, Zeke kinda, has 1 year left to live in AOT, so damn.
The first time in my life.
Wait, 13? I didn't know that. I guess he had a hidden family, and then when he goes, he secretly turns into the Beast Titan.
I decided to act in secret from my parents and implement one of my first business ideas. To implement it, I needed a small amount of money, which I borrowed from my friend Catherine, and then I had a little left to do. I bought a batch of 50 simple t-shirts, ordered a print of hype prints for them, and started selling them to my friends and classmates via Instagram. The net profit after the sale of the entire product was
Okay, but like nobody would actually fall for that. Like you're just selling your friends expensive t-shirts. Congratulations.
$100. But considering that this is income for a week and that I practically did not have to do anything, not bad in my opinion. So I can say with confidence that my first business experience was a success. And that was a great motivator for me. I realized that I needed to continue and that I was on the right track, so I ordered a batch of 100 more t-shirts and then 300 more. A month later, I had more than 10,000 followers on my Instagram page, and I added backpacks, baseball.
What the hell? Liz love equal Among Us. I'll have to see if that's a real thing.
Caps and bracelets to the t-shirts. And then my average daily profit reached $200. But as my page grew, so did my income. And then I thought about legalizing my business. But because of my age, my opportunities were severely limited. So I had a choice. Either wait for the age of majority and for now be content with what I have, or tell everything to my parents and register my business with one of them. The fact that sooner or later they would have learned about everything and I could not hide my activities from them for a long time was in favor of the latter option. As a result, not without difficulty, I made a decision and told my parents about everything. Perhaps this news was most terrible for them. No, I certainly guessed that their reaction would be negative, but not to this extent. Mom went into hysterics and said that there is no greater shame than me as her daughter, a seller of t-shirts, and that they put so much energy and money into me not for this. Dad actually said that he had lived his life in vain and it was a fiasco.
Turn your designs into profit with...
But I didn't know what I was doing wrong. However, after a couple of days, my parents cooled down, and when they learned about the income that my business brings, their anger finally subsided. We were going to have a serious conversation during which we had to set priorities and decide how our family would live on. As a result, my parents allowed me to continue selling t-shirts, but on the condition that it would not harm my activities and sports. There was no choice. I agreed, and my mother registered my business for herself, formally becoming the director of the store, but still the main and key part of the work was done by me. My business continued to grow, and my parents and I no longer had time to serve everyone, so we had to think about expanding. And since my dad started having problems at work, he offered me his candidacy as a warehouse manager. Soon, he was joined by Mom, who took over the duties of the general manager. From that moment on, my parents started working for me. At first, everyone was happy with everything because our family's income increased many times, and we were even able to afford the purchase of a country house. My parents were euphoric for a long time and made grandiose plans for the future. They looked like kids who had been given unlimited credit at an ice cream shop. I found it very strange and at times funny to watch them from the sidelines. It took quite a bit of time, and I began to spend less time on gymnastics. Partly because I realized it wasn't my thing at all, partly because of the business. I didn't want to waste my time on useless workouts, and instead I created new designs for our clothes. My parents didn't like this state of affairs at all, and they were angry with me. My mother threatened to completely remove me from the business, which, if you please, I created and promoted, and Dad generally said that the success of our store is precisely his and my mother's merit, not mine. Yes, you heard that right. It turned out that my parents decided that they raised such a talented and brilliant daughter who was able to launch a successful project, and therefore the store should rightfully belong to them. And I'm just a tool. This made me very angry. I was as angry as never before. And when my whole being rebelled against this injustice, I told my parents that I was going out of business and would no longer participate in it at all. My parents just laughed and said that my participation had not been required for a long time. After I abandoned the store, I started a new page on Instagram and started everything from scratch. Drawing up designs, building a customer base, first sales. Once again, my business began to flourish rapidly, and the store that my parents took away from me failed. After I left, sales began to fall and customers began to leave for me. My parents were very angry with me and completely banned me from doing sales. They said that all they were giving me permission for was school, sports, music, and languages. Otherwise, I will be deprived of all my gadgets and banned from using the internet. I've never felt so powerless before. In fact, I couldn't do anything because of my age, and I had no choice but to accept my parents' conditions. For the first time in my life, I began to feel depressed and completely despondent. But suddenly, the unexpected happened. My parents had to completely close the store that was once taken from me, and they could not find a new job. Now they had
Okay, okay, that's enough of this. This is just basically just gay clickbait.
no choice, and they asked me to forgive them and asked me to go back into business.